Greek, we have this like saying that says, don't make plans because God is laughing at you.
Yeah. You may think you don't, but that guy on Hinge that invited you on a date that you think is ugly, say yes.
True.
Like, I think the younger me would definitely not be saying these things right now, but
Maybe I'll do like a TikTok series.
Oh my god. Hi guys, welcome to the Wine Hour podcast. I'm Nina.
I'm Stefania.
And this is our first episode. Cheers.
So for the first episode, we decided to just touch on who we are, a little background on us, and just talk about life.
Yes.
So,
life that we kind of went through, our experiences and things like that, and just to have you guys get to know us, because I feel like it's more interesting to watch or listen to a podcast of people you kind of know who they are.
Relate to.
Yeah, so I'll let you get started.
All right, so I'm Stefania. I'm 29 years old. I'm turning 30 next month. I want to cry. I was born in Greece and I moved to America when I was 5, and I've lived here since in Boston. And I have one brother, and I work a 9 to 5. I do HR at a company in the city. And I work from home, which is great because I feel like it's nice to have the option
To just be able to go to the office or not. Yeah.
My company doesn't like mandate me to go into the office, which I love because I can go in if I want, or I don't have to if I don't want to. So
I'm Nina, and I'm also 29 years old, but I'm not turning 30 next month. So that's, and I don't work a 9 to 5. I'm a makeup artist. I work for myself. However, I did work a 9 to 5 for a little bit, and then 4 years ago I quit to pursue makeup full time, which I was very lucky to be able to do so. And I've been doing that since. I am married and I have a 1-year-old baby girl. And I love TikTok, I love YouTube, I love social media and everything has to do with it, which is why we're also starting this podcast.
And we're new to podcasting. We've never obviously done this before.
We don't know what we're doing.
And we're not like big creators on TikTok either. We're just having fun.
Yes, we're just like the majority.
Yeah, like
which
just trying to have fun.
Yes, exactly, which I think is kind of nice and relatable because I don't know, personally I love watching creators who have a little bit of a lower following. Like, don't get me wrong, like I do love watching creators who have a bigger following as well, but the lower following, it's kind of interesting because you kind of see them grow.
Yes.
A couple of girls I've actually followed for a while, and you've just seen them like literally explode, and it's been like so interesting to like follow their journey. And some of them I was actually like friends with, like Julie.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I literally watched her from like she was like way under 10K, and like now she's like way over, so that's been like really cool to see. But for me, like I've been doing YouTube for a little bit, and then now I kind of stopped after having my baby just because time wise it's been a little bit difficult, and then TikTok is new to me.
Me too. I just love posting videos. I think it's just fun. I think before I started posting videos, I was in my head where I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna get made fun of and this is weird. I do feel like after you post the one video that like kind of goes viral, or you get a lot of views or a lot of likes, it becomes like a high where you're like, oh my god, I love this. And I watched a TikTok today that this girl was saying how like she was just posting on TikTok for fun. She just went through a breakup or something and was just not having a great time with friends, and she posted one video and it went viral, and she's like, wow, this is so much fun. And then that's how she ended up just being a content creator and quit her 9 to 5. So
it kind of fell into her lap.
Yeah, I literally just post videos for fun. It's so much fun to just record, but I honestly have to be in the mood because I think I go like through phases where there's like a week where I won't post at all.
Yeah, same.
And then
it's normal.
Yeah, and then there'll be times where I'll post like 2-3 times a day.
Yeah, but people do say like all the advice videos I've watched on TikTok, they do say that like, oh, if you want to grow, like yes, post 3 times a day, but also you have to kind of treat it like your job.
Yes.
You can't just like sit there and wish like, oh my god, I'm gonna get all these followers and I'm gonna get all like the sponsorships, and you have to treat it like your job. Like you still go to work when you don't feel like it.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
But
I will say that like I don't know how some of the content creators that are big now work the 9 to 5 and did like it's hard.
Yeah.
Because like okay, yeah, I have an hour lunch break. I could take an hour lunch break and go like record a whole bunch of videos, but sometimes the ideas don't come right away. Sometimes you have to record more than one time because you have to like redo it. It's not easy. So I give props to the people who work the 9 to 5 and
while
also
doing content creation
and post it 2 or 3 times a day.
Yeah.
It's a lot. But
you have to put your mind to it. Like, if you want it bad enough, like, for some of those people, I think they genuinely, first of all, like we said, it was a lot of fun. But like, for example, Emily Kaiser, like, she said that she said that she, you know, was a stay-at-home mom, and she was like, it was just so fun for her.
Yeah.
But if you put your mind to it, like, it's possible.
Yeah.
If you're not doing it, maybe you don't want it bad enough, but I can't even, like, speak because, like, I literally don't film when I don't feel like it. But I will say I have before, like, did a batch of content. Like, I would, like, make content, like, ahead of time, and then I would, like, post it. And I've gone through phases, but you too, though, where you would post it every single day. Yeah. So that's been, like, really, really helpful, and you do see growth. But I also think that sometimes you forget where you came from. Yeah. Meaning, like, okay, like, you don't have, like, thousands of followers, but listen, like, you have 500 followers posting the way you've been posting, which is not consistent at all.
That's true.
You were literally under 400.
Yes.
We're at 400.
Yeah.
Like, when you started.
Yeah.
So that's kind of huge if you think about it. And imagine what would happen if you did put your mind to it.
Yeah.
So.
No, that's true.
But I want to tell you guys a little bit backstory on, like, how we met and who we even are, like, to each other.
Oh, true.
Because I feel like that's, like, an interesting part, you know. So my husband is her cousin, like, her first cousin. So because of him, I met her, but we didn't become friends until, like, this year.
Literally.
And we've been together for, like, 6 years. I don't even know, like, why and how that happened. Like, why it took so long.
Well, I think that, like, both of us were in the same, like, state of mind where it's like, all right, like, this is kind of, because, like, I feel like for girls it's way harder to make friends than for guys.
Like,
100%. But I think we were both in the same, like, state of mind where it's like, okay, like, all right, like, what do you do? Like, I don't know, you know, like, I knew that you were gonna be in my life because you were with my cousin, and, like,
I need to, like,
no, but, like, I knew that I would see you all the time, but it's just, like, I don't know, like, the limit of, like, what, but anyways, I feel like after you guys had a baby, I feel like that's what brought us, like, a lot closer.
Changed because, like, she knew I wasn't going anywhere, so she was like, oh,
great.
My God. I was hoping. No, I'm just kidding. We never, like, hated each other. It just, you know, like she said, it takes time with women especially, and, like, you know, my husband knew that, and when we became friends, he's like, I tried so hard for so many years to make you guys friends, like, I told you she's, like, a really nice person, and I'm like, what are you trying to prove? Like, it's not, like, you can tell someone to be friends with somebody or want somebody to be friends with somebody.
You can't force it.
Right, you can't force it. You, like, and it's
just because you're family, or, like, I'm like cousins with her. So me and her husband are, like, brother and sister, and
close,
we, like, grew up together when we were younger before I left Greece. And so then he came here, like, many years later, and it became awkward. But before they met, we were super, super close. Yeah. And we hung out all the time. And then I got a boyfriend, whatever, he got into a relationship. So we kind of drifted. So when they first started dating, we weren't as close as before. So, like, I mean, if me and him were closer, maybe we would have.
Because you weren't there.
Yeah, I was never around because I was doing my own thing. But if me and him were closer, maybe me and you would have become closer, like, sooner. But no, but I just, like, I feel like it's better to just let it happen on its own and naturally, because I feel like when you force something, then it just becomes, like, I don't know.
It's not the same because you have to want it too. Like,
exactly. Even, like, with, like, sister-in-laws or anything, like, in general, I just, like, even, like, I talk to my mom too, I'm like, you can't, like, my mom's like, you can't force anything. I just feel like
you have to let it happen naturally. But that is basically, like, the gist of, like, how this podcast came to be. I'm just kidding. No, but, like, that's literally the gist of, like, how we met and, like, where we are now. And honestly, it's, like, so nice because I feel like I never, like, expected you to be, first of all, as down to earth, and second of all, like, as, like, how much, like I said, you were like, oh, like, I'm down to do this and that, and I was like, oh, I want to, like, make TikToks, I want to, like, do the ASMR, I want to do, like, the mukbangs, and you were like, oh my God, me too, and I'm like, what? This girl's like me in a different body.
Yeah, I'm super quiet so also.
Confused.
In normal life, I'm very closed off, I'm very quiet, so I think it sounds weird that, like, I want to do those
First
things.
of all, I thought low-key that you would be like, okay, like, do it. Like, I thought you would judge me. I thought you'd be like, huh?
And, like, remember when we first started doing lives and people, like, were, oh, you were talking more than me, and people were like, oh, like, you guys are starting a podcast, like, I see who's gonna be talking more. Yeah. Because I don't talk a lot in general. So, yeah, but I love making videos. I think it's fun. Yeah. But, like I said, I have to be in the mood.
But I feel like even during these, like, last few months since starting TikTok and taking it a little bit more more seriously, like I feel like you have changed, don't you feel?
Yes,
that?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would also always be in my head, this is like something I've never said out loud. I was always in my head like, oh my god, I don't want to look bad on the camera.
Oh my God,
and like
yeah.
I would just be like way too picky about like I don't want to get made fun of for like looking like shit without makeup or whatever.
Yeah.
But now I post like videos get ready with me like with no makeup on, and
Literally.
I'm just like, okay, whatever.
And that's a huge thing, and I think you should be proud of yourself for that. Like that's like that's huge because a lot of people struggle with that, like me including. I used to never leave the house without makeup.
Oh my
on.
god, same. When I was younger.
Me? Oh my god, no, the biggest deal.
Yeah.
I will never. I felt like I was gonna get judged. People were gonna think
same.
I was ugly and this and that and like.
But it's also become more the norm to not wear
as
makeup.
much makeup.
Yeah,
True.
or as much makeup.
True.
Yeah. So.
But also like appearing like a certain way on camera.
Yeah.
Like I was always skinny my whole life. Super, super, super skinny. Like at one point almost anorexic. Like. And I never knew what it was like to have rolls, a tummy, having like clothes not fit you. It was never my issue. Like I've legit never had that. And now that I'm faced with that being the heaviest for me personally in my life, you know, I could easily be closed off and like depressed about the whole situation, which in a way I did definitely go through a phase like way in the beginning. Now I think I've come more to like accept it, but not accept it to like, oh, okay, like get bigger, whatever, like it's fine, but like accept it in a way, okay, this is my body now, this is how I look now, this body and the way I look now is because of my beautiful baby that I just had, like, you know, there's a reason for it, whatever, like give yourself some grace. So for me, like I don't like care as much anymore how I come off on camera, what I look like I think it also comes with age.
I think so too.
Yeah. Like I think the younger me would definitely not be saying these things right now, but because, you know, you're, you know,
the younger we would probably smack me in the face.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, you'd be like, oh my god, like literally like suck in
Yeah.
your belly, like
Yeah.
don't look, 100%. I was literally the same way, but now I don't feel that way and I feel more so like relaxed, like it's fine, no one cares, like no one cares.
Nobody cares.
And if they do, like that's their problem, not yours. So just be yourself, and I think being authentic and being yourself is what brings people in. It's what people want because they can relate. Nobody's
perfect also.
Yeah, and nobody wants to see like the pretty perfect like picture on the screen anymore. Like people want to see relatable people, relatable stories, and that's just my point of view right now, and I'm honestly like happy to be here.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
Happy to be here.
I know, but I will say it's really nice to have like friends who are kind of like doing the same thing that, you know, you are. But I have different like cliques of friends, as like do you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, but none of them judge. None of them are, all of them are like down for like to be.
I feel like most of your friends are in the content creating space.
Almost.
Yeah, because like all of them have either their own business or whatever. So like for the most part they're posting something. If it's not,
they're so down.
Yeah, if it's not like posting as much as you do on TikTok or whatever, they're just still posting something 100%. Somewhere. So,
and if they're not, they're like, oh, I want to.
Yeah, exactly. So but it's also really nice to, you know how they say like tell me who your friends are, so
I'll tell you who you are.
Yeah, like when you're not hanging out with people who are also doing like, I feel like when we hung out with Sandy, she's so like inspirational,
high energy,
and like she just like tells you do this and do that, and like she makes you want to do it. So
like super high. She's a content creator. It's her full-time job, and she's been doing this for quite some time. And like we like had the dumbest like TikTok idea, I say dumbest, but whatever, for like Steph to do at a dinner we went to, and like Sandy was like so high energy, and she was like, oh my god, like do it.
Yeah, like she makes you feel like she's your like biggest fan, and you're just like, okay, yes, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, I was like
she supports it.
Yeah, this is a great TikTok idea.
Yeah, so I feel like when you're around people like that, you feel great. If you're not around people like that, then you're just like, oh, like I feel stupid.
Like I don't want to do this. Like it's fine.
Yeah, you feel like no one's supporting you. I mean, I can't imagine people who, like, I feel like we're lucky that we like are both doing it at the same time. But there's people who have gotten to where they are by themselves without like friends or whatever. True. Imagine what they've lost. Imagine what they've gone through. So
they had to motivate themselves.
Yeah, they had to literally motivate themselves.
Another thing I will say is like having your partner be supportive, because when I first started dating my husband in the beginning, so as I said, I had a YouTube channel for a long freaking time, like my Russian YouTube channel and then my American YouTube channel, and I was taking it seriously. I was filming all of the time, and I remember I made it the biggest deal, and I was like, can I tell you something? I was like, can I tell you something without you like judging me? And he was like, yeah, like sure, like what is it? And then I like told him, and I like showed him my videos. He had the most calm and like supportive reaction I have ever like witnessed in my life from like anybody. He literally was like, okay, like he literally made it seem like it was normal, it was fine, it was cool. And now to this day, like with my TikTok, with my YouTube, he's like, why aren't you filming? Why don't you do it? Like, why aren't you, literally with YouTube, he's like, well, you watch all these mommy bloggers, they're doing it somehow, why aren't you doing it? Like,
he's right.
I'm like, okay, excuse you, like, let me get on that. I feel like that's huge, because I feel like if I had a partner who was not supportive of social media and was like, you know, don't do it, like, I feel like it would make it really, really hard. And honestly, I probably wouldn't.
Yeah, but also, dude, you could do it, because have you seen that girl on TikTok? Her name's like Maya Knight or something, and she has the twins, the 2 girl twins.
No.
She started from when she first gave birth to twins.
Oh, really?
And she's still, and her daughters are, I think, 3 years old, and she's still doing it, and she has 2 kids, not just one.
Like, that makes me feel like I'm a failure.
You're not a failure, it's just that
it's possible.
Yeah, but I mean, also everybody's different. Like, you might get more overwhelmed than like she does. I don't know her. I'm just like, but like, it's possible. You can do it.
That's what, you know, it's a great example. And I also follow somebody who has 5 kids. Okay? 5 kids, yeah. And she's younger than me. And the girl that I just said, she just stopped, like 2 years ago, stopped showing her kids' faces. She was showing them before, and now she stopped. It's scary,
so like, it's hard. Like, I feel like I get it, because it's hard. Like, your kid is your everyday life, your everything. They're there through everything. There's the few days that like today that you get like to yourself, but it's hard to not show them. But like, literally, she just puts an emoji on their face, and and she tries to film like the back of their heads. What I do, and if by chance they turn, like, she'll just put an emoji. So it's possible. It's just finding the
time, the motivation.
Yeah, the motivation, I think, is the biggest thing. Because like, you could literally film everything, anything she does. Like, this girl used to film herself, which I feel like is how she probably went viral, holding both babies with one hand and making them bottles.
Oh my god.
Like, she's insane, and she's our age. I think she might even be younger.
You need to send me her. You never send me her. I want to see that.
But yeah, I'm not even a mom, and I like cannot relate to any of her content. But I literally love. From the beginning, I've loved watching her.
Funny.
Yeah,
you've been that long.
Yes, from like when she first gave birth, almost like the babies were like infants, younger than your baby.
That's so funny.
So yeah.
But before I was a mom, I did also watch a lot of content creators who were moms. Yeah. Mom vloggers, family channels on YouTube, on TikTok, like everywhere. That's literally like, I loved it. And I remember I would like sit there and be like, when I get pregnant, when I give birth, and when I have a husband, like, I'm gonna do this. And like, here I am, literally like with my one eye open, like half surviving, like, help, like, I can't do this. Like, it's so freaking hard. So I genuinely don't know how they do it, because I feel like it's hard. It's really, really hard. But I will say there are days where I feel motivated and I can do it, and I'm like, okay, it's not that bad. But then like, you know, some days are worse than others. But I'm sure, like, what do they have to say? You know, I'm sure if we ask them, like, they'd be like, oh, like, it's hard. You just have to figure it out and like do it. So,
because imagine having not 1 kid, but 2 now,
but
at
5,
the same age.
Oh, the same age. Forget it. Oh my god, I can't even keep an eye like on one. Yeah, she's like so crazy. So like, 2, props. Like, I can't imagine. But I don't know, I guess I'll try harder. I'll try harder, yeah. So I don't know, but you know, I love it. So you just have to like continue and like go through, you know, with it.
So for the first episode, we wanted to touch on friendships. Just keeping friendships, or maintaining friendships.
And friendships in your 20s.
Yeah, as an adult.
In general. So hard.
And making new friends.
So
hard.
Even harder.
Yeah, I just feel like the friends that I had in high school or middle school, I'm no longer friends with anymore. Because sometimes I'm like, is something wrong with me? Like, should I have high school friends?
My husband tells me all the time, he's like, well, I tell him more, so I'm like, maybe I'm the issue. Maybe I'm the problem.
I say it to myself all the time. I'm like, maybe I'm the problem here.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like you get older and your priorities sometimes they don't align. And even if you have different priorities, that's okay. You can have friends with different priorities.
Yeah, true.
But I just feel like the road to getting to the different spaces in life just go a totally different direction, maybe. I don't know how to explain it, and you just end up like drifting apart from people.
Losing friends, which is fine. That's part of the
and
process.
nothing bad happened with any of the people that I was friends with in high school. It's just we grew apart. Like we went to college, we made different friends. We came back from college. We still talk,
get into relationships.
You get into relationships. I think that was like, I think I stayed friends with one girl through my freshman year of college from high school, and we roomed together, and then we both moved back to like home. We lived close to each other. We both moved back home after freshman year, and then I got into a relationship, and I feel like that's where the drift happened. Like she got into her relationship,
because so she was hanging out with her boyfriend.
And I was hanging out with mine.
But you never tried to double date?
No. And like, so when I hung out with your husband and his friends all the time, before I got into a relationship, I would try bring her around, but like the vibe is just different because you know how like they're very Greek, him and his friends, and she wasn't Greek, so it's kind of like it's strange to bring in like
a different culture.
So I think that like I tried to bring her around a couple times, but like I also think she felt weird, so we just kind of drifted, and then she got into a relationship and I got into mine, and
then you guys just never tried,
and we just never tried again. But nothing bad happened.
Okay, right. I have a couple friends that happened with also, but and that's gonna happen with age. It's just normal. It's part of growing up, but also then like when you are an adult, like it's hard to make friendships. It's so hard to make friendships. Like you make friendships or friends like based on your interests, right? Like so if you have kids, like you're gonna make friends with other moms and like so on, because with somebody like you, for example, you don't have kids, you're kind of like free to do whatever you want. You can hang out whenever with people, and like I don't have that luxury with my time, so I feel like for people it's almost easier to just make friends with like other moms, because you're like, oh, you want to hang out during their nap time, during this and that hours, like let's do it. But in general, like even mom friends, like it's just hard to keep friendships in general, and also like to meet other people, because for girls especially,
I feel like guys become friends so fast with each other.
Yeah, they
like they bond over soccer or something, and it's like, okay, we're best friends.
Done, literally done.
And I'm just like, oh my god, like we like the same lipstick. All right, never talk to you again.
Yeah, that's so true. Unless you're in a club in a girl's bathroom. Everybody is your best friend.
Yeah, but then you never see them again.
Never see them
like
again.
You might follow them on Instagram, but they're not like you're not reaching out, they're not reaching out, so you're just not like you're not being friends because
you don't maintain that friendship.
Yeah, like girls are more
we're like standoffish.
Yes.
Like I don't know,
but like we're not doing it on purpose. It's just that like I think both girls are in like I would be in my head, the other girl will probably be in her head, and then you're just like, okay, so nobody reaches out and you don't hang out.
I'm just curious, do you guys, or like how, if you've made any friends in your 20s, 30s, how did you do that?
Yeah,
how did you make friends? Like I'm genuinely curious if that's like a thing. I will say though, like we said earlier, that there are groups that we saw literally on TikTok and Instagram where there's like get-togethers of like girls in our city. So it's literally this girl that put together this like Facebook group.
Which is genius.
Yeah, and she put it on TikTok too. And she's like calling all Boston girls, like we're meeting up at this bar at this time, I think she does it once a month, maybe twice a month, I'm not sure. It's literally, you just like go there and you buy tickets in advance, so it's not like one girl shows up and no one's there. Like that'd be awkward. So it's like cool that she does the ticket thing.
Yeah, but I will say, so you know how Alex Cooper from Call Her Daddy, she does like a tour, so she like will go to like different like a bunch of states and just talk basically and brings guests.
Okay.
So she basically does her podcast live.
Okay.
And you can buy a ticket to go. So there was one time she was in Boston. I wanted to go, but I just liked the post that she posted, but I don't think I ever told you this also, but I never I wasn't gonna actually go. I don't really know anybody else that actually follows her.
Okay.
Like whatever. Yeah. One girl that I follow, she was like roommates with one of my friends. She messaged me out of nowhere and was like, oh, like I saw you like the post, like we have a whole like Boston Call Her Daddy gang and like group chat, and like let me add you. You should come. And then I ended up not going because I had like a company event or something. But so this girl now, I see her hanging out all the time with girls she met just from that group.
Oh my god.
Just from going to see like Call Her Daddy live.
That's kind of incredible.
Yeah. So I feel like you can make friends. You just have to put yourself out there.
You do have to put yourself out there, because if you don't, like how else are you going to do it?
Exactly.
Yes, it's really, really hard sometimes. You're like, oh my god, like should I? Like it's so awkward.
Yeah.
Like you just do it. Like when we went to my friend's birthday party, a friend that you've literally met twice.
Yes.
And probably didn't even talk to.
Yeah, I think I met her twice.
Yeah, and like literally didn't even like hold a conversation. That night was her birthday, and you could have easily been like, no, like I don't want to go, like I don't like really know.
To be honest with you, it's so weird that I didn't even second guess about going.
Why?
I don't know. It's so weird to me. And like I know that like when we were driving there, you're like, oh, like everyone is Russian, and everyone was Russian. Like I'm not Russian, so like I didn't know what anybody was saying, but I didn't feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I felt when we were driving there, I was like, oh,
what am I doing?
But like after I got there, nobody made me feel uncomfortable, and that was me stepping out of my comfort zone because
Big time.
I don't do those things.
Yeah.
Like I will only go to things I feel comfortable with.
But you weren't alone.
No, I wasn't. Well, maybe that's why. Maybe I was like, okay, Nina will be there, so like whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Regardless though, like,
I mean, I would never go there alone.
I know. But like regardless though, I feel like that's huge. Like I feel like I would, like if I was going to like any of your thing where I knew like nobody, I'd be like, oh, like maybe I should go. Like I just,
no.
What are you
awkward.
gonna do? Like babysit me the whole night? Like you know what I mean? Like
that's what you did to me.
Not really.
No,
like,
not
I did
really.
step away like a few times, but. You know, like, I feel like that's, like, a prime example of somebody who is shy, who doesn't talk first, like, who, you know, and you did step out of your comfort zone, and, like, that's huge, and then it just, like, through that, like, you now have new opportunities, new people you've met, like, it's just goes to show, like, you literally should do, like, an experiment, and I've done this before with myself, by the way, where you just say yes to everything. For like a month, let's say, like I don't know, but like somebody invites me.
I feel like I have so many opportunities.
Well, listen, like you may think you don't, but that guy on Hinge that invited you on a date that you think is ugly, say yes.
True, you're right.
You know, like that's what I mean. Like just say yes to everything. There's even a book called Yes Day, or like say yes. Basically, like I think it's like you basically like say yes to everything for I don't know how long, but
and see where it takes
you. See where it takes you, see who you meet, see what happens. Like
maybe I'll do like a TikTok series.
Oh my god, you should. There's so
yes
many series you could do. You could do series of like I told you, like people want to hear these things. Like tell them the messages you get on Hinge. Like you don't even have to like talk, just fucking screenshot.
Dude, I've taken like videos. I don't know if I still have them. I've taken videos of things that like weird things that I've seen on Hinge, like that I've gotten messages for to show you, and I wonder if I still have it, because if I do, I should probably post that.
You should post it. I feel like we said earlier, like everything is content. Like the moment you realize that is when it like happens. Like I feel like if I went through your phone, the amount of videos I would freaking make is gonna be like insane.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy being single.
It's crazy being single, yeah. It's crazy being single at 30 and married with a baby at 30.
Yeah.
We're literally at two different stages
totally different perspectives
in our lives, and maybe we can touch on that next episode.
Yeah, maybe we will.
Because I feel like it's like interesting to hear, you know, both sides. To be honest with you, I did not think I would be here at this age.
You didn't?
Mm-mm.
I thought I would be there. It's crazy because maybe you shouldn't make plans, because so in Greek we have this like saying that says don't make plans because God is laughing at you.
Yeah, I'm not sure we have it too, but I think in America you do too, but anyways.
Oh, maybe they do. Okay, whatever. But I'm only saying in Greece because we have a song that also says it.
So. Oh, really?
Yeah.
It says like tell your plan to God and he will laugh at you or something like that.
Basically. Yeah. So maybe because I thought I would be in there by this age, God is like
little did you know.
Yeah. 360.
No, okay, I'm not gonna say like I didn't see myself here. Like yes, I did to like an extent, but I didn't think it was possible. You know when you have a goal that seems like so far away, and it just
that's what I feel like. Right
now. And then now I'm here. I'm like oh
damn.
Oh now
when did this happen?
Now what? Like you know.
Yeah.
So. Anyways, you guys, I think we're going to end our first episode here. If you tuned in and literally watched the whole thing, thank you from the bottom of our heart. Bottom of our heart. What I said, yeah. Yes. Anyways, so stay tuned for our next episode. We're probably going to try and like post them maybe 1 to 2 times a week. We're still trying to figure this out, so bear with us. But if you have any episode or topic ideas, let us know. Thank you for watching.